All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for getting here, and welcome to the second broker webinar. Today, we're going to be covering ancillary products. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we start. Just bear in mind the other participants, keep your phones on mute. There is a chat function. If you do need to ask a question, type it into chat, and I'll be able to see it after the presentation. We'll dedicate a couple of minutes to answering those. All right? So as stated, we're going to be talking about the ancillary products that HealthSource RI can connect you to. There's identical to the products available that you guys are all familiar with, that your clients are familiar with, and they're all a great solution when looking for a way to try and lower the monthly premiums when it comes to health, but not skimp on employee benefits. Products and lines of business like this really allow your small business clients to kind of feel like one of your larger business clients. All right. So real quick, ancillary products are a form of essentially supplemental insurance. They can offer a nice safety net if you're moving to a high deductible health plan or just a plan that may not be as rich as the one you had last year or the year before. They can help cover various incurred medical expenses that aren't necessarily covered by your health plan, or pick up the rest of the tab that your health plan doesn't cover. They can also fill in some personal finances if you happen to miss work or an employee of your clients happens to miss work due to an injury. And the enrollment requirements vary by benefit, which we'll cover as we talk about each benefit. All right? So the first one we're going to talk about is the Colonial Life Accident Insurance. It pays you cash to help fill the gaps, caused by deductibles and co-pays and out-of-pocket costs that are seemingly climbing year over year. The payout amount depends on the type of injury and the severity of the accident and all this. Common injuries such as, broken bones, burns, lacerations, concussions, all that stuff is covered. So if you have somebody working in construction or manufacturing or trucking, anywhere where there's a lot of physical labor, accident insurance is almost a no-brainer. There's no minimum group size. It's a really, really, really affordable product as far as premium goes. And here I actually have an example. For a preventative EKG, it pays out $50. So if you have an employee who goes to a cardiologist and just has an EKG done, Colonial will pay them $50. Excuse me. And if they happen to be working and they dislocate their hip, that's an $1,800 payout. All right, so you can there's a wide range of both preventative and accident reimbursement there. And when if you do have a group that's interested, or if you guys are interested in more, we do have a comprehensive list of those injuries and their payouts. All right. So the next line by Colonial Life we're going to talk about is critical illness. Critical illness is when it pays you a cash balance when you're diagnosed with a specific illness. The benefit payout that we're offering to clients on HealthSource is $10,000. The covered illnesses include things like cancer and heart attack, stroke, falling into a coma for one reason or another, paralysis. There's a couple more, but those kind of the big ones that Colonial pays out most often for with a benefit like this. So the enrollment requirement would be a group of 3 or more can enroll with no health statement, which is fantastic. And groups of 1 or 2 employees, all they need is a basic health statement. It's the basic kind of medical history type questions that are so common and pretty easily answered in a couple of minutes by any employee. All right. And again, the benefit payout is $10,000 for the plan that we're offering through HealthSource. All right. And if you guys do have any questions on any of these products, again, just type them into the chat. After the presentation, we'll run through any of the questions that are listed there, and we'll be able to answer them all for you. Okay? All right. So the final product that we'll talk about is from Colonial Life is medical bridge insurance. Medical bridge insurance is in combination with something like a high deductible health plan or a plan with some higher co-insurances or co-pays. can really, really, really help employers save some money. You bring down the cost of the medical plan by offering a higher deductible health plan or something, even an HSA compatible health plan, and supplement those increased employee costs by implementing a medical bridge policy. So medical bridge insurance pays cash when undergoing some sort of diagnostic procedure or something like this. It can help cover the day-to-day costs and loss of income, stuff like that, that employees often experience when going through some sort of medical situation. The health screening benefit is for standard and preventative tests as well. So if you go out and get your annual physical, you have a blood screening, any other sort of preventative care, there's a payout there as well. All of that stuff is already covered by any ACA qualified plan. So all of the plans on HealthSource cover all the preventative tests. So if you have an employee who's going for an annual physical and with the blood work that goes along with it, they can submit that claim to Colonial Life and get a cash payout. All right. There's two plans available actually through Colonial Life for HealthSource clients. One is HSA compatible and one is not HSA compatible. So you really want to pay attention to the reference plan and the employee's plans to make sure that the right plan is implemented for the business. Again, we have all that documentation for you guys. If you're not familiar with it, just get in touch with your sales rep and they'll be able to help you out with that. All right, and the enrollment requirements are a little bit higher for group size numbers, but just as simple. Groups of 5 or more, it's a guaranteed issue, and groups from 1 to 4 employees require a health statement. All right. All right, so those are the 3 products from Colonial. We have accident, critical illness, and medical bridge. All right, so we're going to move on to the products through Principal Financial. The first product is the most common product, arguably, is the life insurance. So it pays out, you guys know life insurance. It pays out to a beneficiary in the event of an employee passing away. The coverage will be in place as long as the employee is still employed at the company. The rates are based on the amount of total coverage, and the total coverage available can be based on salary or tenure, and there's 1,000 different ways to do it. So the way we would typically do it for groups that do qualify is we have you gave us the census. There's some income information that we're going to need for an accurate quote. We would work with you in principle to make sure that the quote and the amounts fit the idea behind the implementation. And then at the time of enrollment, if the group qualifies, we can actually have a principal rep along with our sales reps from HealthSource come out and assist you with the enrollment. The qualifications, again, are groups of 5 or more enrollees, not employees. 5 or more enrollees, it's guaranteed issue. 3 to 4 enrollees, you need another line of coverage, all right, and a health statement. And unfortunately, if you have a group of 1 or 2 enrollees, or 0 to 2 enrollees, there's no coverage to be had. So the groups do have to be of a decent size, and if they're not of 5 or more enrollees, there needs to be a second line of business, okay? So the second line of business can actually end up being long-term disability. We know that in Rhode Island, short-term disability, the state and all that stuff's taken care of. Long-term disability picks up after that one shuts down, all right? So it can be an employer-paid long-term disability benefit. If it is employer-paid, it's considered taxable income to the employee. If it's employee-paid, it's non-tax income, okay? Again, that can be handled and discussed with the employee and employer at the times of enrollment and implementation, okay? Enrollment requirements are 5 and more enrollees, again, guaranteed issue. 3 to 4 enrollees require another line of coverage and a health statement, and 0 to 2 enrollees, unfortunately, there's no coverage. So again, the enrollment requirements are identical to life, and if you grab life and long-term disability for a group of 3 or more, you're good to go, and you meet all of the enrollment requirements, all right? As far as benefit goes, for the long-term disability, it kind of varies. There's a couple of different levels you can do, a couple of different things you can plug in or remove to alter the cost or the benefit a little bit, to really customize it and make sure it fits what that specific employer in that industry needs. All right? All right, so the final ancillary product we're going to talk about from Principal, at least, is the vision insurance. This is one of our more requested ancillary products is vision. A lot of people need the glasses and contacts coverage. Those things are not cheap. Principal's vision insurance uses the nationwide VSP network. It's absolutely enormous. You'd be hard-pressed to find an optometrist that doesn't participate in the VSP network. The copay is $10 for an office visit. So any appointment, you walk in there to get a new prescription or update your current prescription, it'll be $10. You get a $150 credit towards frames. There's also a credit towards contact lens coverage in lieu of frames if you wear contacts instead. And enrollment requirements, again, are identical to the life and long-term disability. So 5 or more enrollees guaranteed. 3 to 4 enrollees, you need another line of coverage and a health statement, and 0 to 2, no coverage. All right? So Principal's ancillary products are really designed to kind of be not standalone products, but in addition to the other benefits that you offer, where Colonial products can really help enhance the health offering. So using these products to really build a large benefit portfolio for your small business clients can really help attract kind of top talent, the best of the best, away from some larger employers, because benefits are often considered when an employee is looking for a new position. All right? So the quoting, enrollment, and support process is fairly simple. Any group that you guys want to get a quote for Colonial, take a look at tab 8 right on our quote tool. The costs are there. It's age banded, so if a 28-year-old wants this benefit, it costs this much per month. Very simple. For Principal, we need a census, some income information, things like that, to be able to really get you something that's going to be accurate and properly presentable to the employer. For enrollment, each carrier has their own forms, of course. HealthSource RI, Colonial, and Principal reps are going to be on hand with you, supporting you every step of the way to make sure that every document and every T and I is crossed and dotted to make sure the enrollment goes as smoothly as possible. We had a group of 20 or so enroll in all sorts of different ancillary products, and we had reps from both companies, Colonial and Principal, at the employer, talking to the employees, explaining each product, making sure that the employees knew what they were purchasing and understood what happens and how to actually take advantage of those benefits. All the meanwhile, the HealthSource RI rep and the broker rep were hanging out talking to the employer, making sure that everybody else was happy. All right? So the enrollment process we try and make as simple as possible, because when you start loading up some ancillary benefits into a small employer, things can get really confusing really quickly. So we want to make it smooth for you. All right? And then, of course, the ongoing support that you guys all know and love through HealthSource RI for employers. Colonial and Principal offer you that same support. You can always reach out to us, and we can do the legwork for Colonial and Principal for you with regards to questions and things like that. But the support is there 24/7 whenever you guys need it. All right? So I'm going to take a quick look at some of the questions here, all right, while you guys kind of digest a little bit of what we just chatted about. Again, if you have any feedback or topic suggestions, let us know. These webinars are kind of built and designed around questions that brokers ask us. So we want the topics to be relevant to your interests. So let us know what you want to hear about, and we will set up a webinar dedicated to that topic. If you're certified, great. Reach out to your HSRI rep. They'll give you as much information as you need about any of the Colonial products we mentioned here. If you're not certified, get in touch with me. My contact info is there on the screen, and we can get you up and running as quickly as possible so you can get these products into your portfolio. All right, and if you're just looking for a little bit more information, you feel free to reach out to Fran Thiot. She's our sales manager. Her contact info is also on the screen. She can talk to you about the full choice model, the defined contribution, the unbelievable concierge service that our sales team and customer support team can provide you. And then if she piques your interest, then give me a buzz. We'll get you appointed. All right? So I didn't see any questions pop up in the chat, but again, my contact information was there, so feel free to reach out to me at any time if you do have any further questions. Okay? All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Happy holidays, and drive safe tonight. Bye-bye.